But you know what? Before I do that, I will do that. But before I do that, we got to talk about Nancy Pelosi, guys. I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have to do it, but I got to talk about Nancy Pelosi. Because, what's the Chappelle Show bit? Nancy Pelosi? She's fucking up, right? She's fucking up. So there was a press conference today, and Nancy Pelosi is trying to answer to the fact that the Democrats have now proposed a stimulus bill that has no stimulus money, like checks to everybody in it, unlike the $1,200 everybody got earlier this year. The one that she played chicken with right before the election did. So now the bill in the election, the bill that they're proposing now has less than the one that they were proposing pre-election. And even the one Mitch McConnell and the Republicans came back with before the election had at least the stimulus checks in it. And she didn't want to give Donald Trump a W or a win before he went into the election. So now they're proposing even less. There's a moderate expansion to unemployment supplementation. There's a lot of stuff in it, but again, it's just another corporate handout. And frankly, the most disturbing part of this so-called stimulus or whatever bill is that it's gonna remove liability from corporations from protecting their employees from COVID-19. So if you work for, let's pick the most evil one of all, Walmart. If you work for Walmart, you're a greeter, and you're elderly and you're still standing there going, "Welcome to Walmart," as people come in and cough in your face. And they do nothing to protect you. No shield, no people, whatever. They can do whatever they want. Of course, they probably are going to do some stuff. But if a corporation is found to not have done enough and actually been negligent, that's fine. That's going to be fine under the laws in this. So this is just, this is what the Republicans wanted all along. They could have got, Democrats could have got stimulus out of this before the election, all that, and given them this, it'd still be the wrong thing to do to let them have a liability exemption. But here we are. So here we are now. Less than $1 trillion is offered in this bill. And here is a journalist rightly asking Nancy Pelosi, hey, how is this any better? Why didn't you, come to the table with Mnuchin and McConnell back in October? And the way she snaps at him is very telling, but let's give it a listen.
Had to accept half of a loaf months ago when you said, I'm not going to accept half a loaf.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. Don't characterize what we did before as a mistake, as a preface to your question, if you want an answer. That was not a mistake. It was a decision, and it has taken us to a place where we can do the right thing without other, shall we say, considerations in the legislation that we don't want. Now, that is it. Now, the fact is, I'm very proud of where we are. My chairs have worked very hard on all of this. They were not even happy with a proposal that we made the other day before we saw this proposal. They thought we had come back too small. So it's not about an individual, it's about how we address the needs of the American people.
Uh-huh.
And we have to do it in a scientific way.
Really?
And we have to do it in a way that recognizes people need food on the table. They need to get their rent paid.
Then where's the stimulus check, Nancy? Hi, Nancy?
They need money in their pockets. They need their unemployment insurance to be there. They do not need a whole cacophony of other things that are on the agenda that have nothing to do with meeting their needs. So we're very pleased at where it is. And as I say, with a Democratic president committed to a scientific solution for this, with the idea that we will have a vaccine, it's a complete game changer.
So just because Joe Biden has won the election and a vaccine is coming, sometime next year, it's only coming to frontline workers maybe in December, that's it? That's going to undo all the people facing eviction? It's all going to get better. This is ridiculous. And I'm sorry. What makes this so annoying is if you look here over in the trending bar, Pelosi is trending. United States politics trending. Pelosi. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi receives criticism from conservatives after COVID-19 relief bill delay. So you just leave yourself open. I mean, she deserves criticism from everybody, but now you've just given power to the right because she has delayed this bill. So why is she? Jeff Stein asked why she is on board with an apparently smaller coronavirus package. Speaker Pelosi cites the, quote, game changer of vaccine development of Biden's election. That's okay now because we have a new president, a president who recognizes we need to depend on science. This is, the fact that there's no stimulus checks in this bill is a non-starter. It should be a non-starter. We just had an election. We just kept the Democrats in power in the House, barely. They're still fighting for the Senate. Maybe people in Georgia might be a little more apt to vote for the two Democrats running there for the Senate if they saw a Democratic Party that actually fought for people, instead of one that just gives the Republican Party fodder. It gives them legitimate things to criticize them about. Sure, you got QAnon and people making they're pedophiles and there's a secret satanic ring of people eating children, right? You have all those kooks, but then you give everybody an open door to criticize. Nancy Pelosi is not liked. I'm being very diplomatic. Is not well liked on both sides of the aisle, and she's running again for Speaker of the House. Placebo Syndrome on Twitch says, "I'm sorry, but Pelosi needs to go." Absolutely agree, Placebo Syndrome. Absolutely agree. If she gets the votes in the House to be the Speaker of the House again, after, she's been the Democratic Speaker of the House several times in a row, lost power, always gets it back because of her seniority. People, the right loves to attack her as an out-of-touch San Francisco liberal, which how can you argue with that when you see stuff like this? I would really love to see the squad, which includes its new members. The squad is AOC, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Rashida Tlaib. They now have Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, and people coming in to swell the ranks of the progressive wing of the party. The Democrats have such a small margin of a lead in the House. I would love to see more Democrats join in with the squad and create a voting block against her and get her out of power, because she doesn't help. She doesn't help what the Democratic Party needs to do. She doesn't know politics. There's always people who call her, she's a genius, she's a great mastermind of politics and how to get things done. And I don't see it. Maybe that was once the case, but whenever was that? The ACA, they tout that as one of her greatest accomplishments, but so many Americans didn't see their healthcare improve after the ACA. They saw it get much more expensive. The only thing that people know good about the ACA is the pre-existing conditions, protecting people who have pre-existing conditions. So just had to get that off my chest, everybody. Nancy Pelosi's bad. We could have had Shahid Buttar in there. They ran a smear campaign against him. It was pretty shameless. The only thing left is to not give her the votes in the House for Speaker of the House. I think if the Democratic Party wants to survive, it's going to jettison the geriatric neoliberal dinosaurs who have ruled this party for far too long. That's just my thoughts. I don't know. Who am I?